Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome back once again, guys. Thank you so much for checking back on this channel. So today in this tutorial, we'll be doing this amazing flyer. So you can play around with it. You can just change the text, change the images. But as always, I'm gonna leave a link to the images in the description below. So let's start up. Create a new document 4x4. Let's just assume the client that wants this, our virtual client, our imaginary client, wants to use it for social media. So we are creating this 4x4 width and height for social media. Just click on create. Okay, so let's add a solid color, and I'll leave the hex code on the screen. Alright, so we'll have our solid color here. So the first thing to do is to bring in our background and just dump our background here, resize it so it can fill the canvas. I'm just going to press Ctrl A so I can just align it. So the next thing to do here, right click on this, rasterize, and create a layer mask. Okay, and then click on your brush tool. This is your brush tool here, but the shortcut to this is just B. Alright, just press B and your brush tool will just come up. So I have my opacity set to 40. Let me just take it up to 50. Okay, so I'm just going to brush over this like this. I'm just removing the sharp edges because I don't want the edges to be sharp. Alright, so our sharp edge is gone. What I'm going to do next is this. I'm going to create some boxes. So I want to use them to fill those images that I'll be using for this design. So this is the first box that we have. Alright, let's just align it, set it over like this. I'm going to hold an Alt, right? Alt on my keyboard and Shift. I'll make another one like this. I'll still hold an Alt and Shift, and I'll make another one like this. Alright, like this. So click on the first rectangle and go to where you have your resources. And we are going to bring in this first one. This first guy is the first guy to be clipped in the clipping mask, if that makes sense. I'm just going to resize it. Okay. Let's take him down a bit. So mind you, he should just be above this rectangle layer, like the image should be above this first rectangle layer. So right click on it and you just click on this create clipping mask. Alright, it will clip the image right inside the rectangle. So you can still resize it inside there, Ctrl T, and just resize it as much as you want. Okay, let's just pretend this is okay for now. Click on the second rectangle and then bring in the next resource. This guy, just drag him over into Photoshop and just dump him here. Resize him like this. Alright, now we are going to repeat the same process. Just right click and create clipping mask. Alright. Good. So click on the next rectangle, this one. Right? And still go back to where you have your images and bring in this next guy. So we are still going to resize. These images are huge, man. Right click, create clipping mask, and he's right inside this. So we can still resize it, Ctrl T, make him quite small, make him a bit small, like this. Alright. So click on this first image, this guy over here, just click on this image. And then what you do, you just create another rectangle, change the fill to red, and just create this rectangle here like this. Okay, just right above this image here. So what you're going to do, rasterize this, rasterize the layer, and you're going to create a clipping mask. Where, okay, here, create a clipping mask. Okay, so we are going to do the same for this guy here. This one, create another rectangle, rasterize, and then you create a clipping mask. So we're going to do the same for this last guy. Okay, just click on the image and take your rectangle tool and just create a sweet looking rectangle, rasterize, and then create clipping mask. Alright, so we have the tags for these three images. So the next thing to do is just to add their names. I'm just gonna come up with names from the top of my head right now. Let's call this guy Richard. He looks more like Richard. Okay, so I'm just gonna play with my text a bit. I'll reduce the height to 100%. Alright, and I'll make it a bit small. Okay, so this is what we have, and just hold on Alt on your keyboard and Shift so you can make a duplicate. Do the same again for this last guy here, and we're just gonna call this guy Godfrey. Okay, and we're gonna call this last guy Simeon. Alright, so what we're going to do now is just, while this Simeon is selected, hold down Shift and click on the first rectangle that you created. Alright, so Ctrl G to group, and we're just going to rename this. Right click, double click on the name, and just call it guys. Alright, call it guys, and we'll still group this one and call it background. Can I not spell background? Alright, so we're almost done. Let's just add something else to the background. So just right click on this first image here, and we're going to add another rectangle just at the edge here. Right click over it, rasterize, and we're going to add some text above it. Just press T on your keyboard. I'm just gonna write start walking with direction. Okay, Ctrl A to align. I'm gonna add a lot of space into this, like let's say 150. Oh yeah, that's a lot. I'm using a font called Barlow Condense, as you can see over here. I'm just gonna use the italic. Okay, cool. Let me make this 200. I want lots of space in there. What I'm gonna do next is this. I'm just gonna add placeholder text, this lorem text. All right, they don't really mean anything here, so. I'm going to reduce the font size to about 8 pixels. So let's say you have other text to add, you can just add them there. Let me use the regular. Alright, so right now you cannot see them. I'm just going to add some drop shadows so you can see them properly. I'll go to my blending options and I'll add a drop shadow here. Change it to black. Alright, so that way you can see them. I will reduce the opacity a bit and also the spread. Okay, so the spacing is too much. I'm going to decrease it to 0. Alright, so we have this cool looking text here. So what next? Let's just add the main text. So road to nowhere, road to nowhere. Okay, let's make this text very big so you can see what we're doing here. Road to nowhere. We're still using the Barlow condense. Let's use the black this time around. Yeah, this black is cool. Okay, so in order for us to, let's just add some effects to this, like some 3D effects. I'm going to show you how to do that. Go to your blending options and just click on this inner shadow. I did it the last design I did, so mine is set already. So just set it to 90. Okay, so in order to add more, just click on the plus. If you don't have more of these options here, just click on the plus and they will just add more inner shadows for you. But no, I don't want that. So I'm just gonna click on another inner shadow and I'm gonna add a black also, but then this time I'll make it minus 90, so it will be below the text. Opacity, reduce it a bit. I don't want it to look very much 3D. I'll reduce the opacity of this one also. Alright, like this. Okay, cool. So that is it, guys. So one last thing to do here is just to add the name of the organization. Let's just come up with a name. Let's call them the accelerators. The accelerators. Okay, that's a good name for them. Control A, and we're just gonna align it. Control Z to deselect. And let's use the bold. So you can just choose any font size that you like. All right, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same one that I'm using. I'm gonna make it white and I'm just gonna give it a stroke, a red stroke, and let's just see how that looks. I'll give it a red stroke. Where's my stroke here? Okay, it looks nice with that. I'm gonna reduce the pixel to about 2 pixels, and the opacity, reduce it a bit. Good. So the accelerators, and the last text we'll add here is present. Control A will align it. Control Z to deselect. And what I would like to do here, I would like to use any italic font here. Let's try this one. Alright, cool. This one looks nice. We just need to make it visible, so you can copy a layer style. Let me show you how to do that. Right click on this, the accelerators, copy layer style, click on this present and paste layer styles. So we just copied the layer style from the accelerators and we pasted it on the present. So guys, that is it for this tutorial. I will really like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. So leave your comments in the comment section below, and if you like this video, please give me a like. It will help me create more content like this for you. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial, guys. See you in the next video.